Hi kids, it's Farmer Don. Today we're going to talk about vines. Vines in the wild just like to creep along the ground and make big old patches like berry patches. But did you know vines, like animals, can be trained? That's right. That make it more productive and easier to access. Today we're going to learn about a big fancy word called espalier. It's actually a French word, and the proper French term is espalier. It's a way of training vines or other types of plants to grow along a wall or a fence so that they're more vertical and you can get to them more easily. What we have in the back, along the back fence, is a good example. All the plants from one end down to about the middle, these are all grapes, which are vines, but you can see how tall they're growing on the fence. We'll look at those first, and then the other part we'll look at in a little bit are the blackberries. Not the phones, but the plants. So, my lovely assistant will walk down here and I'll show you some close-up grape things. These grapes are not quite ready for harvest, but if you zoom in, you can see a big bunch of grapes. I actually have 4 different kinds of grapes here. Some of them you can see are turning from green to more of a purple color. That's one clue about when they're ready. The other is when they get a little bigger. These aren't quite ready yet, so if I pick one and pop it in my mouth, here's my grape, going in my mouth. It's kind of sour, not ready to eat, but they're coming along. Now, if you look, there's these big branches, which are the grapevines. How are they holding on to the fence? Well, we're gonna have to go down a little ways to see that, but one of the things they do, they have little kind of curly fingers called tendrils. Let's see. I don't know if you can close up on this one. You see this little side branch, and it's all curled around this wire. So the tendrils will grab onto whatever they can find to hold up the rest of the vine. And they are very curvy and convoluted. And in Southern California, there's a famous old freeway called the Grapevine Freeway. It's not as curly as it once was, but it was named after these grape tendrils. If you look at that branch out there, you can see a whole bunch of little stringy things hanging down. Those are tendrils looking for something to hang on to. That's what they do to help keep the vines up. But that's not the only way that the vines are up. In a minute, we're gonna go see the secret of the espalier. So, you can follow me through the mud, or you can go back on the sports court to see the next phase. They're pretty thick. Here's more grapes. So hope I get some to the table this year. Oh, these are turning purple too. Try them once in a while. Okay. Now, there's so many vines, you don't see the fence. Here comes the camera lady. Now, the question is, how did I get those vines to hang on that fence like that, all the way up 6 feet high? The answer is espalier. You will see, if you look closely at the fence, here in this spot, there's thin green wires, about every 18 inches, running along the fence. And by putting those there, that gives the grapevine something to hang on to. You see this one's hanging on to that wire. And that's how you can get a big area of grapes with only a little area of dirt. If you look down Here you'll see that this whole strip of dirt between the drainage ditch and the fence is only about 1 foot wide. So a lot of grapes for only 1 foot. We're going to go into the blackberry section of the fence. And I've got my trusty dishpan, so we're going to pick some blackberries. First, I'll show you about this espalier thing. Here's a vine. Blackberry vines can grow very quickly, so it's just hanging down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of twist it around this wire, and so it'll grow up there. And I could do another one, but this one we'll just leave down. Here's another one. We'll put this one inside the wire, and then it will come out a little later. Now blackberries have thorns on them, so if I say ouch a couple times, you'll know why. Anyway, I got blackberries on the vines all the way down, almost to the end of the fence. But today, we're looking for blackberries to pick. Now, like most fruits, they change color when they're ready to pick. If you get a green blackberry, it's not ready. Even these kind of berries, even a purple one is not ready. Let me see if I can, and they're kind of hard to find. You gotta look. So I'll hold up. Here's some berries. See, there's like pink, a little green. This one's ready. We'll just hold the stem and give it a little twist. Boop. I could eat it right now, but I'm going to put it in my pan just to see how many we get. At the beginning of blackberry season, we had a lot of blackberries, and we had enough to make a whole pie. Now, we don't have as many, because they're slowing down a bit. But they're still really good on top of ice cream. Okay, down here's another one. Just have to look closely. Here's 2 more. Oop, I'll pick a few, and then at the end of the video, then oh, I'm bleeding. No, that's blackberry juice. At the end of the video, I'll show you all the ones I picked. On another video, we'll talk about what you do when you have too much fruit or too many vegetables. But you can never have too many blackberries, so we won't do that one today. Oh yes, blackberries have been doing well here. There's another one, and one down here. Sometimes you have to kind of peek behind the leaves to find them all. Or you just have to keep your pan. I gotta basically slide down the wall until I find them all. Now, what do we got here? That one's a little red yet, but if I don't pick them, if I wait too long, they kind of get dried out. So I might have to pick that one anyway. This one, little purple, but there we go. Now, like I said, if I look inside here, I might find more. But I'm just gonna pick the easy ones today. The ones I can get to easily. Oh, here's some more. You see there's a few red berries. That one didn't really grow right. The other thing I worry about is, what if animals get to them? Animals love fruit, and they'll try to peck on your fruit or eat it. One year I had a squirrel who got all my grapes. And birds especially like fruit in trees where they can land on the branch and peck on the fruit. So in another video, we'll talk about fruit trees and what you can do about that. Right now, we gotta keep going on the blackberry hunt. Yeah, there's one that's not ready yet. See, it's still red. It would be a little sour. My favorite is blackberries on vanilla ice cream. Nice little cup of them at the end of the day. Okay, now I actually have 2 different kinds of blackberries. Most people think there's just one kind, but turns out any berry that's black would be called a blackberry. So there's one variety here called a boysenberry, named after Mr. Boysen, who was very good at growing berries. He actually made a special variety. We'll see that one in a minute because it doesn't have as many thorns. So that's one of the reasons it's kind of a favorite. Oh, those are all gone. We're just gonna keep moving to get the easy ones. Oh, here's some more. You see, one berry's not ready. and 2 berries are, I'm gonna have a pretty good batch today. I'll just put them in the refrigerator until I'm ready to eat them. Now coming down, here's like, what a whole bunch of them that are all kind of red, except for one in the back is ready to go. If I see a green one, I want to show you that too, because that's how they first start out. They go from green to kind of pink or red, and then eventually to this nice blackberry color. And all right, just to keep things moving, I'm going to move down. I have two bushes, but there's so many vines it looks like a lot more. They just grow far and wide and really fast. So we're going to go down to the second plant. Now, maybe hard to see. If you look at this vine, you'll see there's not really any thorns on it like this spiky one up here. So that's how you know it's the boysenberry type, but they're still very good. Again, I gotta sit down and kind of move my head around to see if I can lift up a few leaves to see if I can, ouch, pull the thorns out of my thumb, see if I can find any more down here. I don't know, I'm not seeing any. Okay, here's our little batch of blackberries we just picked. If I took longer, I'd probably get more, but this is enough for today. Yep. All summer long, we'll get little batches of blackberries. And that's it for this session. We've got more things to cover in this garden in other videos. See you next time.